What's going on, y'all? Thank you so much for clicking on the video. Shout out to everyone who has subscribed to my channel, viewed, rated, commented any of my older videos, and also a big shout out to those of you guys who have shared my content on your social media platforms. Thank you so much for your love and your support. I definitely appreciate it, so thank you for that. There's a conversation that's been going on social media the last couple of weeks concerning Chris Brown's new album, and a lot of fans of music and fans of his in general have been saying that there are too many pop cuts on his album, and they want Chris to go back to the R&B, the urban contemporary music that we experienced in his first album, and we want to hear more of that and not so much of the pop tracks. And I definitely understand that frustration. I definitely understand that point of view as a fan. You definitely have the right to voice your frustrations about your favorite artist. Of course, if you paid for it, you're going to give your opinion on the music that you're putting your money into or downloading illegally. But whatever the case may be, you have the right to voice your opinion. And my opinion is that I really don't have too much of a problem with it. Chris Brown has been infusing his pop music into his album and his material in general since his second album, Exclusive. Of course, we weren't hearing it as much when he first came out. His first album was, strictly R&B, and it was great, by the way. But since Exclusive, we've been hearing a lot of pop influence in his music, and he does it very well, which is the reason why I honestly don't understand why I hear that argument and frustration so much about Chris, because he does it so well. I will admit that in Royalty, the pop tracks on it, they do sound slightly dated. They sound like pop music that we would have heard maybe about 2 or 3 years ago. So I don't know if they are older pop tracks that he has included on this album or what the case may be, but that's how I feel about the pop tracks that are on Royalty. However, in albums in the past, or the past couple of albums going back to Exclusive, he's done the pop infusion very, very well, in my opinion. There are 4 artists, huge artists out right now, in my opinion, that do a really, really good job at doing both the pop and the R&B flavor in their music, and kind of putting them together and making them have a beautiful marriage on their albums. And that's Beyonce. She started out doing a lot of R&B, but in her second album, B-Day, Irreplaceable, very, very pop track. It's almost like the production of the song was very pop, but the lyrics that that Ne-Yo wrote for her were very kind of sister girl, you better get your and go, because I'm not taking your ish no more. Okay, so that's kind of what Beyonce did when she got into her second album, and then her I Am Sasha Fierce had quite a bit of pop influence, not really a strict pop sound, but infused urban and pop together. And although I really didn't care for her I Am Sasha Fierce album that much, she does a very good job at doing both genres and doing them very well. Usher does the same, although he really didn't venture into the pop music until a couple of years ago. Just like Beyonce, he does it very, very well. And Beyonce really doesn't do strict pop. She likes to infuse pop influence into her urban style of music. Chris Brown does both very well. And I also like to say that Rihanna does both very well as well. Now, most people would say that Rihanna is a pop girl, and I can agree with that opinion. However, if you listen to her albums as a whole, she does both. She does not just do pop, with the exception of Loud. Loud was a great pop record, and I think that's the main reason why it was nominated for Album of the Year the year after it came out, because her record company did a great job, and Rihanna as well. She's very involved in the selection of the music that she will do, and she has a very, very good ear for great music and a great sound, and what works well for her and what's going to do well on the charts. And that's why she has so many number ones on the Hot 100 Billboard chart, because she has a great ear for the sound that works for her. a lot of black artists who are known for their R&B and their urban flavor will hear this frustration from their fans, and even some groups of people will say that these artists are selling out. But I don't think that we consider our artists' feelings about the music that they do and the music that they love. I believe Chris Brown does the pop music because he loves pop music. His biggest influence, Michael Jackson, did a lot of pop music. He's known as the king of pop for a reason. Because he does it very well. He does it so well. He does it an amazing job at it. Now, of course, I don't think that Chris is as good an artist as Michael, but he is the closest that we have as far as all of the artists that are out now to a Michael Jackson, because he fuses the pop and the R&B together in a great way. And what also confuses me about this argument is that Chris really doesn't make his pop music, or he doesn't promote his pop music as his singles nearly as often as Michael did, or nearly as often as Rihanna does, or nearly as often as Usher has done in the last couple of years. He's been very R&B. He's been very urban when it comes to the music that he chooses to represent the albums that he puts out. My favorite album of Chris Brown's is Fame. Fame is awesome, and it's the most perfect marriage of pop and R&B that I've heard from a lot of the very most popular artists, and he did it so well. Beautiful People is I just love that song, and I was really surprised that it didn't get higher on the Billboard Hot 100, because I was hearing it so much, and because it's such a perfect record. I mean, I even thought that it deserved a song or record of the year nomination. I can't remember whether it was nominated that year for the Grammys in those categories or not, but I thought it was an amazing song. And again, because Chris Brown does it so well, and artists are very fluid when it comes to the genres of music that they enjoy and the genres of music that they like to give us or give their fans. And many times they do. Some artists do a better job at others of listening to their fans and listening to their audience and hearing what it is that they'd like to have on their albums. But at the same time, I think artists have every right to experiment with any types of genres that they'd like to experiment with. So again, I say, you're entitled to your opinion and voicing your frustrations as a fan. It's just that, in my humble opinion, I enjoy the marriage of the pop and the R&B together, all in one. I really think that it works well, especially for an artist like Chris, who does it so well. I think it goes great together. So thank you for watching this video. Again, my email is mojojojo.3020@gmail.com. My Twitter is @jlee07, and also my Instagram is jojo_3020. If you'd like to suggest any type of topics that you want to hear me talk about, or if you have anything that you want to ask me, I'm very open to your suggestions and to your outreach. So thank you again so much for watching, and have an awesome day.